Good morning. This is Perrin Cornell, Coldwell Banker here in Wenatchee, and it's my gosh, it's the 15th of January. We're really halfway through the month of January, the first month of 2024. That's hard to believe. I think I'm still back in October of 23 someplace, but in any event, it is what it is. And it's time we sat down and maybe talked about what the market did last year and what it's going to do this year so you can kind of plan. I think you're going to have some surprises, positive and negative, and I think hopefully more positive. Excuse me. And well, let's just get into it. First of all, it looks like, and my betting is that the rates for 2024 will continue to decline. They've recently declined a little. They're bouncing back and forth, but basically they're declining, and they will continue to do so. And I'll show you some more stuff on that in a moment. But some things to remember. Number one, the Federal Reserve has indicated that they are going to try to uh, support the economy without creating inflationary situations. And in order to do that, they're talking about doing a couple of rate cuts, actually more than a couple. Those rate cuts will transfer into rate cuts within the mortgage market area too. Maybe not dollar for dollar, but they will transfer into some downward pressure on mortgage rates, which is what, if you're buying or selling, you're going to want to see. Secondly, this is a little more problematic, but this is an election year. We've got two parties, basically, and both are running to try to get control of the administration for the coming year, and both of them have an interest in seeing mortgage rates come down somewhat. Not enough to start inflation, but come down enough to start making the economy look a little better for the party that's in power, but not too good for the party that wants to get into power, but good enough so that once they get into power, if they do, then the rates will look pretty good for them. So it's kind of like six of one, half a dozen of another. But basically, I think the long term for rates is positive. If you think about it, when you buy or sell a house, look at all the people that benefit from that, other than just the buyer and the seller. I mean, there's the title company, how many employees, there's possible builders or repair people or plumbers or roofers. There's the furniture companies, the people that sell drapes, the real estate agents. All of these get a little piece of that pie. And of course, the seller gets a big piece of that pie, hopefully, and so that they can go on and replicate the whole process all over again by buying, or if nothing else, putting some of the money into savings and spending some of the money, which in turn will also help with the economy. So a good way to get the economy going is to get real estate going. And along that line, I want to show you some numbers on real estate and some things that might be just a little bit interesting. So I'm going to share my screen here. I hope this works. I've been having trouble with this all day long. So let's see. So we'll go take this one, go here, and then I'm going to go over here and we're going to open this up. There we go. And now I got to bring this around so that you can see it because it's upside down right now. There we go. And I think what I'm going to do is, okay. So this is closed sales basically of the last 5 years, going all the way back to 2018. If you notice here, this is where we are today. There was 38 closed transactions in December. That's not very many. Last December, however, or January, there were 28. So that number is up a little bit. And you can also see in September, we were up around 51 sales, which is off from September of 22, where we are somewhere above 60 sales, and way off from up here in the 20s and 21s when the sales were up close to 100. Now, these are just residential sales. It's not condos, it's not land, it's not manufactured homes, it's not commercial, just residential sales. So, and it's just for the Wenatchee area. Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Malaga, Rock Island, Rondo, Sunny Slope. Pretty much that's it. So it's just in that area. But the numbers do indicate that we've moved up a little bit. We haven't come down as far as we did a year ago, and that's a good thing. That's a good place to start. Now, if we go to this next chart, this is the number of homes that are actually for sale. In December of 23, there were 94 homes. Go back here a minute. We sold 38, all right? So there's 94 homes on the market. Basically, we're selling a third of them. So that tells you right away that your average time on the market should be somewhere around 90 days, maybe 60 to 90 days, depending. That's increased a little bit. Back in 22, it was 73 days. Excuse me, yeah, it's back in 22, it was 73 days. Back in February of 22, it was 30 days, and that's where we ran into the goofy market. But up here right now, where we are right now, I don't know if this will work or not, but let's see if it does. Right now, where we are right now, there we go. We've got 94 days, and it looks to me like that's going to kind of continue, excuse me, 94 properties. Now, as we get into later January and February, I think February, the market will, by the middle of February, the market will kind of figure out exactly where it's going. And between now and then, it's working on it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that this is a bad time to be buying or selling. It could actually be a good time. Think about this for a minute, and I'll talk more about this later, but the product that's out there generally has been on the market 90 days or more. It may be overpriced from last year, may not, but it may have been, and it may look a little bit shop worn. Any homes that come on the market between now and the end of March are going to have an advantage over all of those other properties. That's good for the buyers. It gives them new product to look at, and it's good for the sellers because it lessens their competition and gives them a better chance to sell. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. We go down to the next screen. This is the median sales price. Even with a strong drop right here, which was occasioned, I think, really by the economy, what was going on, and also, of course, we're heading into Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving and all those kinds of things. In December, a year ago, 22, the median price was $400,000 for a residence, okay? Today it's 405. Now, you ain't going to get rich on that, but you're not losing any money on it either. So it has dropped off recently. I expect that this number will go up starting this month. It almost has to, because has historically been more people buying than selling. Excuse me, you're correct. More people buying than selling. In fact, for the state of Washington, they're saying we're short somewhere like 500 homes a month and what we could actually sell. So that will tend to indicate that properly dressed out homes and set up homes and priced homes should sell. It means that buyers will have some competition when they're trying to buy, which is good for the seller. But in the same token, it's not all that much. It is taking 90 days. So that gives buyers an opportunity to negotiate possibly for some things that back in the crazy days of a year and a half and 2 years ago, that they couldn't do. And that's a good thing. It gives everybody a chance. So I'm looking at the numbers being halfway decent, and I'm thinking that as we go forward from here, it may get better, okay? So now we'll stop this. All right, now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is what's on the market right now. There's a full raft of homes on the market. Recently, we've seen 2 or 3 multifamily units come on the market. There's a bunch of homes in the older, more character-driven style that are on the market, and there's a lot of newer homes that are coming on the market. And most builders, starting around in February, October, will try to get a couple of homes out and get them started so that they can buckle them up or buckle them up during the winter so that they can work inside and finish the house when the weather's inclement outside and they don't want to be working outside. So that stuff's coming on the market. In fact, I'll show you towards the end of this video a new home that we just brought on the market. It's a beautiful house out in Malaga, and we've got another house coming on right behind it out in Malaga, we hope. And anyway, I'll share that house with you too. And then I'll share again right at the very end some final tips for buying or selling homes. But those are some of the basic ideas. I'll tell you, never too busy for your referrals. And if you need to get hold of either myself or Kristen, you can give us a call at our office number, which is 800-888-8887. Excuse me, 509-888-8887. That's Coldwell Banker-Cascade here in Wenatchee, Washington, on the corner of 2nd and North Mission. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to take you into some other ideas and other things that are going out there in the market. You might not see my beautiful face, but there will be some information there for you to enjoy. In the meantime, it's not too late. Happy New Year. Just think next month there's an extra day to buy or sell because there's 29 days, making February making this a leap year, and the longest February in the last 4 years. So that's a good thing, and I look forward to hearing you. Feel free to call anytime. Just remember the 3 rules of real estate: location, Perrin Cornell. 509-669-0354. 509-669-0354. Okay, we'll go on to some other things here. Hang on. Hi, this is Perrin Cornell with Coldwell Banker. And you know, the time between Christmas and Washington's birthday in February, a lot of people feel that's a bad time to be listing or trying to sell a home. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not necessarily so. In fact, it can be a very good time. And if you're trying to sell, number one, there's not as much competition. Number two, the homes that have been on the market are probably a little bit shop worn. And so that's good for you as a seller. But the other thing is, your home's going to look new and nice and flashy to people that have looked at homes for maybe a month they're getting tired of it. So it's a good time for both buying and selling. If you're interested in buying or selling now or anytime, give me, Perrin Cornell, a call, or Kristen Bryant at Coldwell Banker here in Wenatchee for 509-888-8887.